So it's Monday morning, August 19th, and it's good to be back out into the mountains again. Just out on another day hike today. Unfortunately, summers are just so busy for me. Prime hiking season, and but busy at work. So gonna take the few opportunities that I get, and I'm just out here again for the day. So I thought I would just give you a shot. You've seen this scene here a bunch of times in my videos. This is the first part of the trail as I just park the truck and head out into the mountains. And I thought I would just give you a little bit of a glimpse of the weather. It's just after 8 o'clock in the morning. I've driven 2 hours to get here, which means I left home at 6. I got up just after 5 to try and maximize my time out here today. So I'm going to do a few different things. Time permitting. I've got a new backpack. I'll show that to you. It's a fairly inexpensive one that I picked up at Bass Pro. I'm going to give that a little bit of a test here today. I got my 45 Colt with me in a scabbard. You can kind of see the stock sticking out the back there. And I'm going to test some shot shells that I loaded up for that. And got a couple other tools which you might find interesting, so stick around for that. As I said, it's August 19th, so end of August, but still summer. It is 4 degrees Celsius out here, which is about 40 degrees Fahrenheit. And so it's cool. I'm sure it got pretty close to freezing here last night. So it's time of year where you need to be prepared for anything. Got fog here this morning. I expect that's going to burn off, and we're going to probably hit 20 degrees Celsius or 70 something Fahrenheit. So I'm already in my t-shirt, haven't worked up a sweat yet, but I know that's coming. And like I said, we're going to hit the trail. I'm going to stop in at my winter camp. Stashed a little bit of stuff there. So we'll take a look and see if that's all still there, and just check the condition of that and do a little bit of work around there. So come on along. Got some interesting stuff here for you today. Should be fun. So one of the things about coming out this early in the morning is you get a chance to see some game out here that you don't often see midday. So just came around a corner, got a couple of young deer there, and they're as curious of me at this point as I am of them, but they're slowly walking back into the trees here. So I just thought I'd show that to you. We'll see what else the day brings. Not hunting season yet, and not here for that anyways today, but I just thought I would show that to you. They're about 75 yards ahead on the trail there. Looks like a young buck, definitely a whitetail. You can see the flash there, and a doe, and they've had enough of me and they're off. I tell you, deer are everywhere this morning. A couple more for you. Just a half kilometer up the trail. And a couple more just peeking out onto the roadway. And once again, they're off. So for this first part of the trail, the last couple of deer I showed you there were just peeking out onto a roadway. And this is the old road that's since overgrown, and fairly close quarters here. So one of the things you need to be careful, not so much this time of year, but earlier in the spring, we need to be vigilant. So that means ears and eyes for bear in these mountains. Fairly close to the road, only a couple of kilometers in on the trail here. And there is an existing logging road just 100 meters north of here, which does see a little bit of industrial traffic, but hardly nothing. It's essentially closed. But as I said, walking through close quarters like this, we just need to be cautious. Got the bear spray on the hip, a couple of rounds in the rifle there. Don't really expect anything, but if I get a chance to see anything today, I will definitely try and point the camera in that direction. So just back out onto the roadway again. But as you can see in this valley here, the fog is just starting to burn off. And I'll just give you a quick panorama. Sun's peeking through. And we can see just the peaks of the mountains there in the distance, and that's the direction that we're heading. So let's carry on. Okay, just after 9 o'clock, and temperature's already up to 60 degrees Fahrenheit, somewhere almost 15 Celsius. And just thought I'd show you, I don't know if you can read it, 5 kilometers, so that's 3 miles. As I say, we're into the trail for an hour here, kind of trying to cover some ground. Just around the next bend, I'm going to leave this semi-active logging road behind. As I mentioned, it's closed to vehicular traffic except for the odd commercial vehicle that comes in here to check some oil and gas properties, and there's a little bit of old logging land in here as well that's not really active at the moment. So it does see a little bit of activity, but closed to vehicles. That's one reason I like to come here. It's very quiet. Nobody's around. It's not a published hiking trail per se. So around the next bend, I'm going to leave this road behind and head off onto an old growth road that virtually sees no traffic whatsoever. And that's where the winter camp is. So let's keep going. So just coming up to the spot here that I had a tarp shelter set up this past spring. I was up for about 3 months, I think. Spent a number of nights out here. It's pretty cold temperatures. It was minus 20 Celsius, snow on the ground, no water anywhere. And I did a bunch of videos out here, tested some rifles, saws, stoves, you name it. This was kind of my base of operations for a while this spring. So let's go check it out. I left some things here. I left a stove, a tarp, the table that I made, a stool, some different things. Let's see what kind of condition they're in and if everything's still here. So as you can see, the stove is still here. That was a bucket stove that I made. I got a video of how I made that one. Maybe check that out. Got a tarp still here, a table, a stool, a little bit of firewood, and everything seems pretty much undisturbed. So I'm going to go ahead and set the table up, get my pack emptied out, and we're going to take a look at a couple of things here. So as you can see, I got my pack pretty much emptied out. I got my table and stool set up. I made these when I was out here in the winter time, kind of a fun little bit of a project. I left everything out here so that I could use it on future trips like I'm doing here today, so it's been kind of handy. What I wanted to do in this video though is not talk about the table and the stool, it's to talk about the pack that I was carrying all that stuff in. I picked this up on the weekend on sale at my Cabela's store. I think in another part of the video I mentioned Bass Pro. It's actually a Bass Pro Redhead brand pack that I got at Cabela's. So there we go. On sale, $29 Canadian. Regular price is $49. And so far, you know, I've carried it, 6 kilometers, 4 miles this morning, and it's been pretty comfortable. And you know, carried my stuff this far without any trouble. So pretty basic pack, and that's one thing I kind of like about a pack. Lightweight. The more pockets that you get on these things, the heavier they get, and all you really want to do is just carry your stuff. There is one pocket on this, that's on the flap on the top. It's got a zipper pocket, so that is kind of handy to keep a little bit of stuff accessible. Other than that, you've got a drawstring pouch and a couple of mesh pockets on the side. You can put a water bottle or your tripod. Compression straps, so that's kind of handy. You can cinch things up a little bit. Padded shoulder straps. These are fairly wide. I found them comfortable this morning. I don't know what kind of weight I had in here, but I'm guessing a good 10 pounds or more anyway. So far so good with that. They are obviously adjustable and long enough that they fit kind of a bigger body without any trouble. Padded back on it, which was kind of nice, a little bit more comfortable than the other small pack that I've been wearing. And there is a little bit of ventilation there, but not a whole lot. Kind of wet for my 6 kilometers of hiking. But so far so good with this one. I would say if you're looking for a lightweight, inexpensive pack, you know, for $29 Canadian, you can't hardly get a kid's backpack at Walmart. Available in a couple of different camo colors. I know this sounds like a commercial, and it's really not meant to be that, other than to show you a pack that I think is going to be a good little option here for me. So I'm going to carry this one on the next few hikes and see how we make out with it. So that's it. Wanted to show you the pack. Got some other things planned here as well, so we'll sign this one off and get on with those. So I got another tool with me here today, and some of you will recognize what I'm holding in my hand. This is what's known as a one-eyed or a Scotch-eyed auger. And essentially what it is, it's an antique drill made for drilling holes in wood. It's kind of interesting. I picked this up just on the weekend. My wife and I were out of town, and we like to stop in at antique stores, and I saw this one, and I took a close look and ultimately bought it. Pretty good condition on this one. I own one of these already, and I have to tell you, I didn't look at it closely when I bought it, and I got it home to try it, and the cutting edges were completely destroyed on it. This one seems to be correct. The edges are good. I touched them up a little bit. The screw point is good, which is essential in this kind of a drill, and overall pretty good condition. It also came with a handle. I knocked it out here on you know, to get it into my backpack, but it also shows a little bit of age as well. So not sure exactly how old this is. The name on the tool is Henry Boke, B-O-K-E, but I suspect, just from doing a little bit of research, there should be an R on the end of that, B-O-K-E-R. And Henry Boker, German tool manufacturer, as far back as the 1800s. So once again, not sure how old this is, but pretty good condition. I thought I would bring it out here today and see if we can drill some holes with it. So let's reposition the camera here. I got a log kind of set off up off to the side, a piece of deadfall. Let's see if we can give this thing a whirl and drill a hole. I'm going to be getting through this log here. So, you know, I got a pretty good deal on this one, I have to tell you. The store owner just received it, and she honestly didn't know what it was for. She was asking me all about it. So when that happens, you know, you kind of think, okay, well, maybe here's an opportunity. I paid $15 for this one. Came with the handle, and you know, there was another one right beside it. I could have had that one for the same price, but once again, the screw point and the cutting edges were kind of a little bit messed up. So since I already own one of those, I thought I would just take the one that appeared to be in better condition. This one, 1.25 inch hole. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I'm thinking we're just a couple minutes in, and you can see the pile of shavings that's coming on the top of that log there. We can go just a little faster for you. When I get through to the bottom of this thing, it's going to stop pulling because the screw point is going to come out the bottom. You know what? There we are. We're all the way through. I don't know if you can see that. Once again, I'll drop the camera. There we go. Out the bottom. Not the best videography here, but in any case, 12, 10, and 15 seconds. So basically 2 minutes, and I've got a hole through what I'm going to say is probably an 8-inch log. Definitely bigger than 6. I don't think it's as big as 10. Let's call it 8 inches. 2 minutes. Not bad for a tool that's, I'm going to say, over 100 years old. So, you know, if you can find one of these and the edges are in good shape, definitely worth picking that up. Who knows when it's going to be useful, but out here, situations like this, I can think of some things that we can do with this. So in the fall, game bird season, like to come shooting grouse. But being as this is the Rocky Mountains, we've got predators out here. Black bear, a little bit of grizzly, got cougars, wolves, coyotes, badgers, wolverines, you name it, they're here. So while we're shooting grouse, we also need to have a little bit of predator protection with us. So what do? What kind of rifle do you bring? You know, a short-barreled shotgun with some slugs and some number 6 for birds. 22 isn't going to help you against a grizzly bear. So it's a little bit of a dilemma. One thing that I've been fooling around with lately is shot shells for my lever action rifles. You can buy them made by CCI. I've got some on the table here in the common calibers. These are 45 Colt, but you can get them at 357 and also 44 Magnum in a couple different shot sizes. These are number 9s, but you can also get them in number 4s. But one of the things that you're going to find in shooting these out of a rifle barrel is that there's a big hole in the pattern in the middle as the shot spirals further outwards. You're going to hit everything except what you're aiming at, and that's even at fairly close ranges, 10-15 feet. I did a little bit of a test on the 357s on another video, and you can go take a look at that. So still not wanting to give up on this, a little bit more experimentation, digging into it a little bit. I came across these Speer shot shell capsules. Essentially, these are the same capsules that are used in the CCI preloaded ammunition. These are about $2 a shot, with the Speer capsules here in Canada about $12 for 25 of them. I had to special order these through my local gun store, but in a couple of weeks they had them in for me. So I thought I would give these a try. So last night I loaded some up. You basically take your regular brass, pick your shot size. I went with number 6 here, which is what I normally use for grouse hunting. And with the information that comes in the box, I was able to load those up. So what I wanted to do here today, long story short, is pattern those and compare them to the number 9s that are preloaded here. I'm hoping that because the shot is just a little bit bigger, a little bit denser, maybe it's not going to fly out quite as severely as it did with the number 9s. So I'm going to reposition the camera here, set up a target, brought a little bit of paper, got my 45 Colt. We're going to take a few shots and see how we do. So I got a target set up on a tree about 10 yards away. Now for grouse hunting, 10 yards is pretty close, but I really don't think I'm going to be able to get any further back with these shot shells out of a rifle barrel. That pattern's just going to open up too much. So I'm going to give it a try here, see how we make out. Going to be shooting these out of my Chiappa model 1892, and I'm not going to be able to load them out of the tube. These shot shells are just kind of too square on the front that they don't feed up properly. I tried one off camera and it kind of got jammed up a little bit. So we're going to single feed them. Fairly easy to do out of an 1892 here. So I've got the lever back. I'm going to go ahead and put my earplugs in, and then we're going to shoot these. These are the hand loads, number 6 shot from about 10 yards. All right. Okay, let's go down and check that out. Okay, so just coming up on the target here, I'm going to turn that towards the paper. So as you can see, number 6 shot, I've got one that's fairly close to the center of the target. Everything else, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that one's off the paper, 6, 7, 8, 9, are very spread out. Outside of the paper, nowhere near the center of where our grouse would be if that's what we were shooting at. So I guess that tells me something. I don't think that the shot shell out of a 20-inch rifle barrel is going to work, whether it's a number 6 or a number 9. I don't think the number 4 would be any different. I guess I'll just have to keep looking for something else. And I guess if all else fails, we'll bring the 22 and the bear spray, or we'll bring the 12 gauge with a little bit of both. So it's getting late in the day here. Time to wrap it up for today. Got to be back at work tomorrow, so I can't be out too late. But I want to just give you a little bit of a 10-mile, 16-kilometer update on the Redhead backpack. This is the 25-liter pack that I picked up over the weekend. Overall, it worked out pretty well. The only thing I noticed is that there's no chest strap, and I didn't notice until late in the day here, and my shoulders are getting a little bit saggy, and I could have used just a little bit of extra support here. So not really a huge deal. If it was, you know, I got extra straps in my pack, I could always tie this together a little bit. But I just thought I would mention that because I'm noticing here, as I said, late in the day, long day of hiking. So that's it. We're going to wrap up this adventure here for today. Until next time, hope you guys get a chance to get out and enjoy the great outdoors. Maybe do a little bit of shooting, a little bit of hiking, a little bit of fishing. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.